we start another episode of the New Normal or El Nuevo Normal. Our guest for this episode is the super talented AJ from Philippines. AJ is a singer, pharmacist, insurance specialist, but recently released his first EP named The Last 2 Years Have Been Difficult. Welcome, AJ. A pleasure having you with us today.
Hi, it's been a pleasure as well. Always been a pleasure. What is up?
Thank you, AJ. Let's start to know more about you. You study pharmacy. Tell us a little bit about your journey from science to become a singer.
Well, I studied pharmacy in the Philippines for like 4 years, but I always do something in between with music. So I joined Glee Club. I joined a singing contest in the Philippines, but not like full time. So it's like mostly in the university, but I did audition for the Voice of the Philippines once, but I didn't really got through the blind audition. So I just finished my studies and I moved to Dubai and started to do something that I'm passionate about, which is music, which I really do love to.
Excellent. Your first EP, as I mentioned, is called The Last 2 Years Have Been Difficult. Tell us what is this title means for you and describe us about the songs.
Well, this title is like something that I came up with because I wanted my EP to be like a diary, mini diary of my 2 years of experience in with the COVID and the pandemic, which is really difficult. That's why I said, why don't I just call it the last 2 years have been difficult? Because personal experience, I really did find it very difficult. So I initially planned to do 6 to 7 songs, but I just decided to do like a 3 song, just a little bit of introduction so that it will come out as cohesive in terms of the music itself. So I started the EP with the song called um, At the Top of My Register. It's actually something like a tongue-in-cheek because like I've always I get some criticism sometimes in terms of my singing because I really do have a different styling, vocal style, because sometimes I do try to go too high or too low. So I just wrote it that way, and I started with the lyrics where it says like your ego is highest, the tallest skyscraper in the world, which is we all know what is like this the highest skyscraper in the world. So it's like a nod to the highest skyscraper in the world. So and then I try to incorporate my style, which is trying to do the high note in terms of towards the end. And then yeah, and then I wrote it for like an hour, I would say, and then started with this reggae music. So for the second song is actually it's called I Won't Let Fear Get the Best of Me. It's actually my COVID story because I actually had the COVID when it was starting. So it was just like I was like one of those people, the pioneer people who got infected with the COVID. So I wrote a song because I got isolated for like I was working from home for 3 months. I was on vacation at home as well, and I was just like isolated for like 3 months, and then I just had this anxiety. I was scared. I couldn't even go out, and then I just wrote what I was going through, and then the song came out. That's why it's like I always started with waking up with the four corners of my flat because that is like my place since the pandemic started, because I just couldn't go out because we couldn't go out as well. We need a permit, and like it's a little bit difficult at the same time to go out just to be safe for yourself because you don't want to be infected, but I still end up being infected. So that's why this song came out. And for the last song, it's called My Way. Actually, My Way is just like a feature. I only wrote the chorus because I met this German rapper. who produced the song as well, he wanted me to do something with a hook. So I came up with a hook, and then I decided it seems like a nice way to for myself to write it as well, because it's like my way, because I'm like trying to come out of my shell and do things that I'm passionate about, regardless if it's going to be good or bad, and learn from my experience. So my way took like a year to finish, because I just couldn't find the right words to put it in, and I just thought that the chorus is good enough. And then when I was just listening to the song again, I was just like, I, a melody came into my mind, where and I was like, oh, I gotta find my way, I gotta find my way, and then I just wrote uh, that whole evening just to put the right words into the song. And then I did record it, I did some backgrounds, and the song came out after a year, where it initially came out as a feature. So yeah, so the last 2 years have been difficult is actually my mini diary for the past 2 years.
Excellent, congratulations. You
Thank you so
mentioned you mentioned about the critics. Tell me, how do you deal with the critics? How you do not to affect you so much?
well. Sometimes people say it never gets through you, but it actually gets through you, especially if it comes from people that you thought that you are like friends with. But at the end of the day, like, criticism will always be there. It always gonna be there, but it's gonna develop you into being the best version of yourself. And one way of me coping with criticism is saying this to my friends, and they always boost me up, and that always makes me feel that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, some days it gets through you, but the only thing to do with to deal with it is to just move past it, and just like not try to read it. So I always say I'll just swipe left and move on. So criticism will always be there, but it's just like how you deal with it. And my way of dealing with it is just not trying to get it to my skin.
Excellent.
But yeah, criticism actually boosts you, because when people say that I couldn't do it, makes me want to do it more. It actually helps a little as well.
That's good. As Dubai is home to a big Filipino community, and Bill myself saw you performing Filipino songs in a festival here in Dubai. Tell us
Yes.
about the support of your fellow nationals and what this support means for you.
I do get support from my countrymen, which means a lot, because it's like a validation, because like Philippines is like home to amazing singers, and like my styling is not the norm back then. That's why I didn't really pursue it in the Philippines, because I was a little bit intimidated with those amazing singers. But we are like um we are now experimenting with a lot of colors in terms of singing, and like a lot of people are like appreciating it. And like I do get compliments from my countrymen, which means a lot. And actually, I know of someone, a Filipino lady, who is helping me get to those festivals as well, which means a lot. And I get to meet some Filipino people who will really come up to me and say that I I was they're proud of what I'm doing, which means a lot to me, because like music, it's something that I'm really passionate about. And I've always said that if there's something that I can do with my life, and I don't really care with in terms of like money wise, it would be music because it's always been a passion of mine. And apart from the Filipino community, which I'm very grateful with their support, I'm also getting support from a lot of like expats from different communities here in Dubai. I do get to meet with Emirati people and performers, a lot of British people. I collaborated with them as well, a lot from people from Africa. So it's like a mix of everything, which I'm very grateful for. And they always say nice things, which really is nice. And yeah, I've always appreciated each and every one that comes up to me and say that I made their day with my performance.
Excellent, excellent words. AJ, I am a big fan of you, and I saw you performing in different venues across Dubai. Now with this new album, this new EP, any excited news that we can expect in the future?
Actually, there is. I couldn't say it right now because I just want it to be official, but I'm gonna do some projects here and there. Someone messaged me on DM that they wanted to do something, and I'm also writing more stuff because I want to put out more songs as much as I can. And I'm still gonna do shows, but right now, with the summer, with the weather right now, we don't really do much of outdoor activities. But soon, I'm still gonna continue performing. I'm still gonna do it because like I just love singing for people, and yeah, and I'm still gonna collaborate with more people because we're in talks with people, and like, so yeah, I'm gonna put out more songs and collaborate with people. And that special project that I don't want to say right now is a surprise. And yeah, once it materializes, you'll be the first one to know. And
Excellent.
yeah, for it.
Continue. No, I want to say thank you so much for accepting this invitation for a program. I will share uh, one of your songs, hopefully in my podcast here
Uh-huh.
on Spotify and Apple. And I remember
Uh-huh.
I will share the description, the contacts and social network where we can contact you too. So
Yeah.
say thank you so much for